Now more than ever is a time to build self-awareness. And something I noticed, especially in the spiritual community, is people constantly saying my intuition, my intuition, my intuition, to justify them staying away from certain people, them not liking certain people. I don't know, I didn't vibe with her, I didn't vibe with him. My intuition is telling me to stay away from them. And as much as in a lot of cases it might be true, it might really be your intuition guiding you, telling you to stay away from that person or warning you from certain situation. In the majority of the cases, please understand this is coming from a place of love. It's not your intuition. Your intuition isn't telling you anything. What you are is traumatized and judgmental. You are judging people. Most people are just judging people and saying it's their intuition feeling that way about that person, but really you're feeling insecure, you're feeling triggered by that person. That's what's happening. Tuning in intuition is very advanced. It requires to have healed enough to be able to no longer get fooled, I want to say, by your triggers, by your fears, by your trauma, by your wounds. And that's not where most people are. That's not where you are right now. Where you are right now is at a point where best to prioritize logic and facts to avoid misunderstandings, which inevitably will lead to conflict and a lot of confusion. Because most people are projecting. That's what is happening most of the time. Projection. Projection is literally an illusion. It's a veil that's being superposed on top of your reality, dragging you back in past painful memories of a similar situation, a situation that's reminiscent of what is happening right now. And so you are projecting that memory in the present moment on that person, and it feels like they are that person that hurt you in the past, or that person that treated you like this, talked to you with a certain tone, a certain way, and you feel like this person is here before you and about to do the same thing again. That's projection. Projection is an illusion, and mind you, I know that there are situations where it's actually experience telling you, beware, we've been there before, beware of that person and that situation, pay attention. I know that, and sometimes your intuition is also trying to talk to you. But what I'm trying to say is that you're in a place where all of this is moving around in your head. There are so many information and misinformation, and it's very difficult to tell them apart, to know what is what and what is truly happening right now. It can be ego-based, it can be fear-based, trauma-based, because it takes a certain amount of experience, a certain amount of healing to get out of there and to be able to see the illusion and the tricks of your ego trying to woo you back into negative memory and perceiving the world all negatively and projecting the scenario, the scenery of your entire childhood in your present reality at all times. And so how to tell the difference and how to be able to tell what is going on really? Simple. Focus on facts. Facts, facts, facts. That's why I say in these times where you're feeling triggered by someone and you're automatically interpreting this as, oh, my intuition is telling me to stay away from them. Really, you don't know what it is? Facts. Focus on facts. Your Cartesian mind, your logic. Ask yourself that question. Why am I feeling that way? Imagine you're telling a friend, I don't like this person. I can stand that person. Imagine that friend is asking you, really? What happened? What would you say? What do you have on them? What happened? What did they do? And force yourself to answer that question. You'll realize a lot. What did they do? Actions, facts. Force yourself to go over what happened that led you to believe that you don't like them and that you don't want to have anything to do with them. You will realize so much. Imagine you're in court, you're in front of the judge. What are your arguments? Are they valid? Are they receivable? What do you have against this person? What tangible facts do you have against this person? Practice forcing yourself to do that regularly. You'll realize that sometimes nothing, because they didn't do anything, and that it's you. You felt triggered by them, but they didn't do anything wrong. And so you have no real reason to think that something is wrong with them. This is a very important practice that I wish so many people would do, because I realized so much about the fact that I was actually judgmental, that I was just not liking them for personal reasons. I was projecting my own insecurities on them. Doing that can cost you, interesting encounters and interesting relationships. The reason why I wanted to bring clarity on this is to help you build self-awareness, and in order to bring more clarity in this chaos, because things aren't going to get better, it's going to get worse because everybody is starting to awaken. But the problem is that if everyone is projecting on everybody and is convinced that this is their intuition every time telling them to stay away, where really they're just being triggered, we won't get anywhere. So I really want you to bring self-awareness and taking back accountability for the way you feel sometimes, because it's really coming from you, your personal wound being triggered, and not this person actually purposely, consciously hurting your feelings. It's just you feeling triggered by them, by their energy. It's your inner demons actually being triggered. In the midst of all this, I feel like there are so many teachers talking about how to detect narcissists, toxic people, how to navigate people who don't respect you. It's always directed at the external world, right? In my channel and message, what I want to help you build is self-awareness. It's shifting the focus on you and ask yourself, was it me? I don't see that enough out there. That's my offering. That's my medicine. It's to bring about more accountability and more self-awareness. The way building this shift your experience is indescribable. Plus, nobody can fuck with you after that, because you really know yourself and you start understanding what you're doing and why, and what is happening inside of you, what is happening in your body, what is happening in your mind. It all becomes very clear. That's what I really want to help you build so that you can blossom on your journey. But I know that sometimes you're being warned by your intuition against certain people, and sometimes your experience as well can be telling you, hey, beware of that situation, we've been there before, pay attention. And so sometimes people can behave, okay, they can just behave, but you still feel like something's off about them, and I just can't name it. I understand that. The reason why I encourage you to focus on facts beforehand is to, one, avoid misunderstandings, but also because, don't worry, if this person really is bad intention, really shady, at some point, I promise you that if you stay focused on facts and their actions and their behavior towards you, they will make mistakes. They will show you, confirm that there is a problem. So it's not about pushing them to make a mistake, force them to prove your point, because that's when you become toxic. It's very overwhelming to have someone projecting on us and being convinced that we're evil or something. It's very triggering. Allow things to be. Just let them be. Be yourself, live your life. And at some point, if they're supposed to stay away from you, if they're supposed to stay out of your life, trust me, you'll see. They will make mistakes. They will make a bunch of mistakes. They will show you through their actions who they are. That's why actions are very important to focus on. People will just show you who they are. So chill and trust, but don't get ahead of yourself and overwhelmed by your fear. You can miss out on a lot of experiences. And when it comes to intuition, this is indeed very powerful, but I feel like as a collective, we really need to go back to focusing on facts and our healing before getting to a point where we deeply tap in. Why? Because intuition can very easily be mistaken with trauma, with wounds, with fear, because it's in the guts. I've been there. I've been judging people like crazy, and with the distance I realized how wrong I was. I really was in the wrong. It was me, and I'm fully accountable for it. That's why it's so important for me to share this message. Intuition is something that you really start building and receiving when you get to a place where you can see your triggers, you can see them passing in front of you, but you understand their triggers, you understand it's fear-based. So you see the illusion and you see the attempts of your ego to try to drag you back to old memories, and you're able to tell the difference between the two. So it's very tricky, and it actually takes time and profound healing. I also want to talk about intuition and how it expresses itself to us. I'm totally planning on doing that later as well. Shit is going down. It's time to build your self-awareness, find yourself and by extension your tribe, your people, and be a meaningful being in this chaotic world. So I hope this video brought you the clarity it was supposed to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.